Hi everybody, this is Kevin Purcell for Notebooks.com, and you might be sort of wondering, what in the world is that thing? Well, believe it or not, this is an iPad case, and it is a perfectly clear iPad case. It's called the Crystal iPad Folio from the good folks at Lapworks. If you'll remember, they made the great iPad Space Dock stand that I did a previous review on, and in my review I was a little bit harsh on it, but since then my second and third thought is that, man, that's a great stand. So I was really excited to get this. And I was very interested to see how I would like it and how I would use it. It's real simple. Let me show you how you put your iPad in here. First of all, I actually got it the wrong way. You put it so that the volume and mute button, and by the way, I still hate that it's a mute button, it just snaps into place like that, and then the cover goes over the top of it like that. And what you have is literally a clear, in fact it's so clear I wanted to reach down and touch it, and you can't, unfortunately, but you have a clear case. Now in the information that they sent us along with the case, one of the things they clearly were aiming at here was a chance to show off your iPad. In fact, it said it's different because it literally is, what makes the Crystal iPad Folio so special, iPad owners really want to show off their new baby. Well, I don't know if that's true, at least in my experience or my case. I actually would prefer to sort of hide it so it's not a target of theft. But that said, I get the idea, and if people want to show it off, then it's a useful way to do so. So what you have is you have two clear plastic covers on it that are hinged together. Notice that hinge on the side there. And it has these two little clasps right here. And you grab those. It's a little bit hard to do one-handed when you're holding the iPad. That's the difficulty. You know, when you're holding it and trying to get that off of there like that, it's a little struggle. So you almost have to put it down and grab them both at the exact same time. But you open it up and then you see that it's there ready to go, and you can hold it, you know, as a stand in that way. Or what's interesting about this, notice it doesn't open any further than that angle. But what it does do is, watch this, it rotates around. The two clamps clamp down there, and then you have it where it holds, you can hold the iPad like this, or you can hold it up as a stand. And that makes it great for viewing, showing things off, that sort of thing, whatever you want to do. As a case, it will protect, I guess, the iPad. I do have concern. I haven't dropped it using this. I do have concern that if I drop it, it's going to break the case. But you know, I'd rather break the case than the iPad, to be honest with you, so maybe that's not so bad. Also, you notice it has these little rubberized kind of feet there. It's got them on both sides, so if you're holding it like that, you know, it won't slide around. Or if you have it on the back, it won't slide around. And those little clasps right there, so that when you're holding it in a stand mode, let's do that again for you. And you hold it up, and notice there they are, so it won't slide around. It's got it on the front side as well. And so that's a nice little added detail that I guess is a positive about it. Other than making it a little bit difficult to open because these clasps, you know, you have to kind of grab them both at the same time, although I'm sort of getting the hang of it now. My other complaint about it is holding it this way with the back, with the top, the cover swiveled around and then holding it back. You know, this part here makes a nice sort of little handle so that, you know, you're not putting your hand on the screen. But this doesn't hold into place very well on this side. You know, it's not perfect. So it's always a little loose, and that's, to me, a little bit annoying when I'm using it. And I'm not crazy about that. And the other thing is, when you put it in this mode, it doesn't feel super sturdy. I mean, you basically got to put it in that mode and leave it alone. So notice the back here, it does wiggle a little bit. So, when you're using it like this, you're not likely going to want to be touching the screen a whole lot while you're doing it. It is two transparent pieces of glass, so you can show off the iPad. It does have the no skid silicone, to keep it from moving around when you're using it in the various positions. And the other good thing about it is it's not that expensive as an iPad case goes. It's only $40, considering what the material is. That's probably a pretty good price for it. And so even though I was a little disappointed in the price of the space dock from Lapworks, now I find that the price of it is fine. I think it's the greatest iPad stand that I've used. But this one, the price feels about right. That's not too expensive for the material and what it is and how it works. I'm not going to use this anymore, to be honest with you. If you like this, that's great. Leave a comment on the review, and who knows, maybe I'll send it to you. I probably won't be using this anymore after doing this review. And to me, that's enough of a review right there. Basically, what I'm saying is I don't really like it. I won't use it. I much prefer this case from Scosche. I think it's just a much nicer case, and I really don't care about showing off my iPad. I don't care if anybody knows I have an iPad. If you need a case like this, if you really want to show off your iPad, and you've been bothered by, hey, I hate these cases that, you can't see the iPad itself, maybe this is for you. That hinge there feels a little, the hinge itself is sturdy, but the other pieces connected to it, I'm just real worried about. Since there's no give there, I'm worried about that breaking. It just doesn't feel sturdy to me. And then also, you can't really probably see it much on the screen. I guess, yeah, there you go. You can see it's just one more thing to collect fingerprints. The iPad itself collects fingerprints like crazy. Why do I want a case that collects fingerprints that badly? And it just starts to look sort of junky, and you're going to constantly have to clean the thing all the time. So while I love some of Lapworks products, this is just not a win in my column, in my book. So I can't recommend it to you unless you just really need or really want a case like this. And honestly, I wanted to like it. I wanted to be excited about this when I first saw it, but sadly, we can't give it a thumbs up, unfortunately. But we appreciate you watching, and this has been Kevin Purcell for Notebooks.com.